Hi, I'm Gavin Glicksman. You're watching Sunboxing. Joining me, Carl Froch. Carl, your opponent has just been announced for your next fight, Yusaf Mack. Can you tell us a little bit about him?
Not really, I don't know anything about him. Next question. Light heavyweight, world ranked, number 4. You know, he's going to come and he's going to mean business. People say, oh, is it an easy fight? My answer to that is, take up pro boxing and get yourself ranked number 4 in the world at light heavyweight and tell me how easy it was. And then come and challenge me. This is a tough fight, a serious fight that I've got to take very seriously.
I was just going to say that. Does that not really frustrate you when people say, oh, it's an easy fight?
I've not had much of that, but the resume I've had in the last 8 fights, you know, with the Super 6 tournament and then with just beating Lucien Butte, who was an undefeated fighter, people they've got accustomed to me fighting the very, very best in the world, number 1, number 2. So they're like, oh, this ain't as tough a fight as that or a harder fight as that. But who are you going to get? I mean, we've asked Mikel Kessler to come and fight. The next in line for the IBF was a guy called Oosthuizen. He didn't want the fight, so we've gone the next one in line for that, and we've gone up a weight. The guy's a light heavyweight, so yes, he might be coming down to super middle, and it might weaken him, or he might bring his strength and power down, like Glencoff Johnson did when I fought him, and give me a tough night's work. I had 12 tough rounds with Johnson. I beat him on points, and it was quite a close decision. And you know, this guy can pose a serious threat, so I'm taking him very seriously. I'm a consummate professional, so you know, I'm going to get back in the gym, which I've trained today, but this is the start of my camp now. So you know, I'm looking forward to getting myself in tip-top shape and doing the business.
One thing we've spoken about over the years is that you don't really get the credit that you deserve, especially as you say with the guys you've boxed. Do you think that's finally starting to change now?
Yeah, definitely. Since working under Matchroom Sports and Eddie Hearn, they've got me out there. I'm back on Sky Television. I'm back in the public eye. I'm where I need to be, and I'm getting the recognition and acknowledgement, not only for the last couple of fights that I've had where I've been showcased on Sky, but prior to that, where all my fights slipped under the radar because I wasn't on the television network I needed to be on, in order to get the recognition that I should have been getting, that I was promised as well. I should have been out there, and I should have been getting the publicity that warrant the fights that I was having, and I wasn't. But you know, it's turned around, and I'm on the crest of a wave. I'm 3 times world champion, coming off the back of a great win off Lucien Butte, and it's just, I feel like I'm at the pinnacle and the top in my career now, and I'm 35 years old, but you know, I feel 25, so I'm not worried about that.
Looking back at the Butte fight now, where do you see that ranking in your career? Is it one of the best?
It's one of the best fights in my career, yeah, because you've got to take into account the fact that he was an undefeated world champion. You know, I took his scalp, and coming off the back of the Super 6 tournament, where I'd lost a close decision to Ward. People argue it's not a close decision. Well, look at the scores. It was 115, 113. Argue with the judges. You know, they scored it close. It was a close fight. Just to clear that up. So a lot of people wrote me off. Thought, can Carl Froch really beat Butte? So, you know, everybody didn't think I could, including the British press, including the bookies, including everyone, but the close family and friends and my trainer, Rob McCracken. We all knew what I could do and that I could beat him. I just had to prove it on the night, and I did what I had to do and beat him in style, and there I am, 3 times world champ, looking to defend my belt.
I know you never look past an opponent, but what realistically do you see next? I mean, you know, as you say, you're 35, maybe there's not that long left in the game for you. What else do you want to achieve?
I've got to honour the rematch with Butte, so that'll be next year, and I'd like to rematch with Mikel Kessler, because that was a very close decision that could have gone either way, and I'd like to get that fight done and dusted and set the record straight there. And that's a fight that really should be at home, maybe the Nottingham Forest City ground, and that'd be fantastic. That'd be the pinnacle for me to finish my career on a high against Kessler in my hometown. It'd just be unbelievable. And people say, okay, what about the Ward rematch? But to be honest, nobody wants the Ward rematch. No one's interested in it because he's not a very exciting type of fighter. He doesn't make for an exciting fight. He does what he has to do to win. But unfortunately, by doing that, it's quite boring. It's not much of a spectacle. So no one's demanding that fight, and it's not a fight really that I'd look forward to. I'd take the fight and we'd get it on, but it's not really on the radar. So this fight, which is a great defence against a top level world ranked opponent, and then the rematch of Butte, which has got to happen, and hopefully a Kessler fight, and that could be curtains for me. That could be the end for me. Maybe not. Maybe fight someone else after that. I might do a Bernard Hopkins. I could still be here in 10 years.
Brilliant. Carl, thanks for your time, mate. All the best. Cheers. I appreciate that.